everyone, and welcome to a day in the life as a ranch hand on a regenerative operation. I'm actually going to start this a little bit early with some work I did yesterday. First, I put a conditioner on my boots because it gets really dry out in western Kansas. I also had to take care of some dust that had built up in the truck engine, and I started cleaning a water tank that had gotten grimy. I started my day early with a drive into town to fill up a few gas cans and get some donuts. What are those with the little cream things on them?
Pumpkin spice, and then they have like cream cheese frosting on top.
I'll take one of those as well. Our site is in a pretty remote area, so we try to keep a lot of supplies refilled and always on hand. It looks like Brian got some supplies for his kombucha brewing, so I'm going to set this in his yurt to keep it warm and out of the elements. It's time to get dressed to go out into the field. The wind kicks up a lot of dust out here, so I'm adding some dust goggles. First, I'm heading up to the water tank I cleaned yesterday to make sure that it refilled and everything is working properly. Looks good. Now we're going to go see how the herd is doing and take down some fence. This is where I tried to film myself opening an electric fence gate and the wind kept knocking the tripod over. And this is the herd, looking pretty content with what they still have left to eat in this subdivision. We use daily chore sheets to track different indicators of animal and ecosystem health, like forage assessments, animal health scoring, water and mineral access, and more. There were some panels left over from a previous landowner that we want to reuse in a different section, so I'm counting them out to see how much we have to work with. Now it's time to roll up some fence. We subdivide our pastures based on herd size and forage regrowth rates to make sure everything is utilized but nothing is overgrazed. The first thing I like to do is walk the length of the line and take the wire off of each post. I've tried just unhooking the line and rolling up the wire without taking it off, but you never know where tangles or knots in the line will get caught and potentially break the posts. And here we can see the top of the UTV, which means we're making good progress. Then, on the way back, I pick up the posts to put back in the UTV. I got a pretty heavy pile going that I decided to leave behind, with one post standing up so I could find it again. I also use the trees as a landmark because there aren't very many out here and it's easy to get turned around and lose a pile of posts. When I get back to the UTV, I use the big roller to take up the rest of the line. It's definitely easier than the handheld reels, but it can get tedious. Once the wire is rolled up, I like to tie it off at the end so that the reel doesn't unroll while I'm driving. After lunch, I check the grazing plan to see where I need to build the next subdivision. The grazing plan is how we keep track of where the cattle have been and where they're going next. Time to head back out. First, I hook up the reel and then drive in as straight of a line as I can, which can be hard because, like I said, there are basically no landmarks to keep your eye on as you drive. Once the line is rolled out, I drive back across and lay out posts on the line as I go. I've learned that it's easiest to try and lay the posts directly on top of the line because it's really easy for them to get lost in the tall grass. Then I walk the line and pound the posts in as I go. I try to make sure that all of the clips are facing the same way so that it'll be easier to take down later. After building the subdivision, there's a few hours of light left, so I'm going to go clear some tumbleweeds out of the fence by our solar well. I bring a few truckloads of tumbleweeds back to the home site, where we store them in a big metal bin until it's safe to burn them. And that was one day in the life as a ranch hand on a regenerative operation. Thanks for watching.